So now I'm here on another great day here in LA. So today the weather is sunny today and I'm gonna go explore Chinatown. But I have a problem. I only have about 6 hours to actually explore a specific neighborhood. So now let's go and see how much we can fit in those 6 hours. Let's go. So I'm here at the Chinese American Museum. Before I go and explore Chinatown, I want to go and actually learn the history behind this neighborhood. So now I'm about to go inside and check this place out. Stepping into the Chinese American Museum, I immediately appreciated how the exhibits connected Chinatown's past with the neighborhood we see today. The artifacts didn't just sit behind glass, they helped tell the stories of the people who built lives here. One exhibit I especially liked was Bespoken Asian American Voices, where visitors could answer the question, "What would you say to your future self?" I wrote something to remind myself of my own goals. I also came across this other exhibit called Seasons in Cosmo. As I looked at the paintings, I liked how the 4 seasons represented life, balance, and transformation. Later, I reached a section showing how residents lived day to day and how the community developed over time. Honestly, this museum surprised me. It became one of my favorite museums I visited in a very long time. And the best part is that admission is free. So now I just got out of the museum. Now let's go and head out to Chinatown. Based on Google Maps, it should give or take like at least less than 10 minutes to get there. So let's go and head over there. The moment I entered the temple, I felt an immediate sense of peace. I hadn't been in a space like this in a long time. The lanterns, incense, and chanting created such a calm atmosphere that I wanted to slow down and stay a while. Walking into the restaurant, I was surprised by how many celebrities have eaten here. I was seated immediately and ordered their famous slippery shrimp with white rice and egg drop soup. The shrimp was sweet, mildly spicy, and so tender that it almost slipped right out of my chopsticks. The portions were generous and the hot tea made the meal feel even more complete. This ended up being one of the best parts of my Chinatown visit, and I'll definitely come back. Got out of lunch and I'm completely stuffed, honestly, but I think with the hot tea that I just drank actually during my lunchtime, I actually was able to digest it pretty well, but I'm still feeling a bit full. Now let's go and get rid of all these calories by heading out to Chinatown Westgate. We're gonna just wander around and see what is it like. Because this is honest, I'm super excited because this is actually one of my first times exploring that part of town. right, I already did a little bit of exploring. So I'll be honest, I never thought that this area will actually be like this dead, you know? I wanted to check out like some art galleries on Chung Road, but unfortunately a lot of them were closed. I did check out this really cool antique shop. It seems like they actually had a lot of like things that were actually they're I guess you can say popular back in the days, but now it's just seen as a artifact that's on the wall. And to be honest, when I actually used to come to Chinatown with my parents, I'll be honest, all we did is actually come into this neighborhood, eat Chinese food, and then we just leave. We don't really have we don't even have the time to act. It's not like we didn't have the time. It's just like my parents just wanted to come here for the food itself. And honestly, I actually think there's a lot more to this than just food. I mean, I really did like that. There's this really cool, I like the little souvenirs. I like that place called Chunking Things. I mean, I guess like it just sounds really chic, really modern, and it seems like it's definitely a small business that I'd like to come and support someday. I mean, I really like their little pen that they had. As for the plaza itself, I think this is one of those places where if you really do need time away from the crowds and from people, I think honestly I'll actually come here and stay here for a couple of hours just to reflect. And I think like if you're just here just to soak up the atmosphere and to actually just like, you know, I guess you can say like just like come here with an open mind, I think you will actually enjoy this place as a whole, you know? Right now, it seems like I have digested all of the food that I ate from that specific restaurant, and I feel like I should get myself some dessert. So we're gonna go to Phoenix Bakery and we're gonna go get some almond cookies. And then I probably want to see if I can get myself some tea. But this time, I don't just want hot tea. I kind of want, some iced tea to go along with it. So now I'm officially at Los Angeles State Historic Park. You know what's funny? It actually took me a while to kind of memorize this park because the way they actually named it is just kind of like messes with your head. But I really like that there's actually a good amount of shade. There's also like this really cute like canopy, and there's actually a good amount of shade here. Unfortunately, I wanted to explore the Roundhouse Bridge, but it seems like they are closing that section of the park. I'm assuming they're using it for a special event that's about to happen later on in the next couple of days. So that's such a shame. I mean, I will have to do another trip someday here. It's cool that they're actually using this as a space for people to congregate and actually hold special events, because I have to say LA is already a very car driven city. So it's actually very important that they actually create these type of spaces in order for others to kind of connect with the community itself, because I feel like Los Angeles as a whole really needs that. I've never actually been here before. Like I've seen it before when I used to ride the Metro A line before in the past, but I've never like set foot in this park ever. To be honest, you know what's funny? So I actually got to LA Union Station and at 10:30 a.m. It is now 3:27 p.m. and I was able to actually explore LA Chinatown in a few hours, which is actually pretty good, I have to say. You can definitely spend more time in LA Chinatown if you have the time, you know. But if you don't, I guess like I said, I guess you can technically do this in 5 hours. I mean, honestly, like it's kind of like I really enjoyed walking around Central Plaza. You know, it was nice to just walk around the shops. It was nice to kind of just like, you know, observe people. And it was actually cool to kind of just like be in a historical, you know, place where actually there was a lot of history that happened along the way. I have to say the most impressive part of my journey today was definitely the Chinese American Museum. As of this moment, is one of those museums where it's completely underrated, and I didn't even know this existed. And I'm glad I actually had the chance to go and explore it because because for me, it actually gave me a more historical context of how this area became to began began and how it actually still is still becoming relevant to the city itself today. Honestly, Chinatown is actually becoming much more diverse. You know, you don't just hear Mandarin Chinese or you don't hear Cantonese. You also hear some Vietnamese. You hear some Thai as well too. And actually, what was really interesting about while I was walking around today, it was like I actually heard Spanish. They actually had like signs in Spanish, and I have to say it was pretty cool that they were actually the this community itself was not only just catering to their own, they were actually catering to the Spanish-speaking community here in Los Angeles. And that's actually pretty cool. Honestly, I really do like when different cultures do actually merge together and they actually realize that they're not actually so different after all. I actually bought this drink from Steep, and it is called a white tea or something. So I'm gonna give it a try. Damn, this is actually really sweet. I have to say, it's not really sweet. It is not sour. This is actually refreshing. I have to say, definitely if you have a chance, definitely go here and actually give their drinks a chance. So I decided to go to Phoenix Bakery to try one of their famous like pastries, or I guess you can say cookies. So these are almond cookies. These are like, I guess you can say these are 1 dozen cookies. So I'm just gonna give it a try. I don't recall ever trying almond cookies before, but I'm assuming. See this? This is cool. This is good. Mmm. Okay. Definitely can taste the almond in it. Now, I had this. This is actually a really good snack to eat after a huge meal that I had over there at that restaurant. Damn, this is good.